Your Magnificence, Rector, Professor Rosen Vasiliev, honorable guests from Bulgaria, dear Christo, Ludmiu, Lenka, dear members of Scientific Board, dear colleagues from the Fund Research Institute in Krakow, most distinguished guests. I think I have already stepped into the shadow line that was so gracefully depicted by Joseph Conrad. I have slowly started recapitulating my professional life with a special attention paid to the assessment what was good and worth noted. I have cherished the precious moments of lofty emotions. I have recalled the happy moments of appreciation for the work well done, quick glances and words of approval. Those who know me are also aware that I don't like celebrations. It is true, but for all the wealth of earth and heaven, show me someone who would willingly refuse and abandon the idea of being elected, of being praised, of honored, of being raised to a higher dignity, who would reject the satisfaction and the pleasure of being treated as a very special and important person. This is exactly how I feel today. First of all, let me start with this short speech with thanks addressed to those who have made the dream come true on this very special day. I would like to extend my thanks to His Magnificence, Rector of the Technical University of Warnie, Professor Rosen Vasiliev, and to Prorector, Professor Christos Skulev, for the decision of the academic board to grant me the degree of Doctor honoris causa. I thank Professor Ludmiu Dręczew, Director of the Angel Balevsky Institute of Metal Science, Equipment and Technologies with Hydroaerodynamic Center of the Bulgarian Academy of Sciences, for promoting my person and thus enabling me to receive today this distinction, so important for every scholar and scientist. Nearly, let's say 25, 30 years ago, I had the pleasure to meet Professor Dręczew for the first time. Over the years, we have managed to put some new light on a few really fascinating issues and bring them to the state of being more clarified. At this point, I'm mainly recalling our work on the mathematical description and mathematical experimental verification of the movement of the reinforcing phase as dispersed in metal matrix composite with a modification of the Einstein equation. Please just try to imagine that for our great surprise, in a vivid plenary discussion during one of the conferences, someone has suddenly called this equation the Einstein-Dręczew-Sobczak equation. Yes, yes, my dear friends, it was. I also remember the pioneering and courageous vision of formulating theoretical foundations and technological guidelines for the synthesis of metal materials lighter than air, which is in Polish classical literature have become known as Professor Geist Medal. And last but not least, I would like to mention our research and modeling of ultralight, fascinating high porosity media with oriented structure. Dear Ludmił, I thank my fate that I have been given the opportunity to work with you and with your colleagues for so many years, and that our mutual relations are always based on trust, reliability, solidarity, understanding, and male friendship. I'm proud to be a part of the academic community of this young university. The university which closely cooperates with the industry and carries out the research jointly with other universities in Europe and the rest of the world. The university that, by using its scientific achievements and academic traditions, educates students at all levels of the scientific knowledge, both in Bulgarian and English languages. It is very important to emphasize that this technical university is located in Varna, a city whose history dates back to the Romanian Empire and Byzantine times. And for us Poles, associated with heroic fighting against the Turkish army and the tragic death in the 15th century of Polish King Władysław III, also known as Warneńczyk, Władysław III of Varna. I wish to thank my Foundry Research Institute in Krakow for the last 40 years of our mutual relations. During that time, I was able to carry out scientific research, to implement organizational plans, and to fulfill my dreams of various scientific achievements. This day is also the day of glory for our institute in Krakow. For the first time during the 70 years of the existence of this institute, its director receives the title of honorary professor granted by a foreign university, This short speech would not be complete if here and now, in public, facing all of you, I didn't add a few warm words of gratitude addressed to my closest colleague and co-worker, Professor Natalie Sobczak, my life partner, my wife, mother and grandmother of our children and grandchildren. There is a number of precious things for which I want to thank you, Natalie. I want to thank you for creating and maintaining our family that is like a stable and hard rock on which I can rest and draw the strength so much needed in all my endeavors for being a cure and solace, especially in difficult moments that we had in the past. Dear Natalie, we have been, and you are for me, the source of joy and inspiration that never gets empty. Today, I thank you all the good things that I have received from you, and I also thank everyone present here for their kindness and goodwill. As you have already heard today, on several occasions, the Creator has rewarded me in my life with the privilege of being recognized for my creative work. I appreciate the status of Distinguished Worker of the Foundry Research Institute, Instytut Odlewnictwa, and Motor Transport Institute, Instytut Transportu Samochodowego in Warsaw. I consider it as a great favor to be a honorary member of Technical Association of Polish Foundrymen, STOP, and Honorable Research Fellow of the Bulgarian Academy of Sciences. Motivation and justification for each of the received prizes were always very important to me. And perhaps the most beautiful and moving arguments I found in the TB Polonia Perscientiam honorary prize received from the Aleksander Krupkowski Institute of Metallurgy and Material Science of the Polish Academy of Sciences. Taking advantage of this solemn moment, at the risk of sounding immodest, I would like now to quote the text in full. For a huge personal contribution to the development of Polish foundry industry, for the skill to combine and use knowledge and industrial practice, for an open humanistic mind reaching far beyond the metallurgy and materials engineering, for many years of cooperation and for personal kindness. It would be difficult to imagine a more honorable description. So no wonder that I will keep forever in my grateful memory these sublime phrases. Dear Pavel, thank you very much. Finally, I thank you all very much for the good wishes and kind words that have come to my address in the recent period. I will try not to disappoint you and prove worthy of the honor bestowed upon me. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much.